So back. We are so back. Okay. Okay, thank you for bearing with me. If you're Let's give this one more shot. And if this all fails, then I think it's a sign that I just need to let it go. So I think what I'm going to try and do actually is just disable the background music in Bloodlines because I forgot that it's got a bunch of licensed music that I probably don't want on the stream. Apparently, you can just rename the licensed music files. That might be the best option. It's a music directory, so just go to that. Music. Especially not licensed music. For all this effort to get around, you know, music licensing and all that shit by playing my own stuff, and I don't want to go backwards. I think. Oh, oh my goodness. Is this it, chat? Are we cooking with gas now? Might be. Just that. Oh, and the music's gone too. Oh, we're so back, chat. We are so back. Uh, we are so fucking back. Yep. Yes, we are, chat. We are so fucking. Okay, so just bear with me while I pop out my chat so I can actually respond and read your chat messages. So I've got a real ghetto set up with 2 laptops and all kinds of garbage. So, okay. Chat up. Chat up. Game windowed. Discord off. Now we just need some tunes to go. I put my tunes. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's get some. Okay. We're doing it. We're doing it. I think that deserves some soju. So you can do like the classic, you know, answer a bunch of questions and it suggests you a class and stats or whatever, but ain't nobody got time for that, chat. We know what we want to do. Yep. We're going all in on schizophrenia, and it's going to be great. Be absolutely fantastic. Just going to drop my monitor sound down a bit. It's better. Okay. Is that second laptop where you think it is? I can neither confirm or deny. Please don't be drinking unflavored soju. Bro, Listen, man. The Chamisul soju is the best. The best soju. The peach and plum is for heteroflexibles. Right? Okay, read the class description. Let's do it. Malkavian. Malkavians are known as lunatics because of their ability to hear voices of insight and subject others to their insanity through their discipline, dementation. The world appears much different to the Malkavian than it does to the quote-unquote sane clans, though the extent of a Malkavian's madness depends on the individual. A blessing and a curse, a Malkavian's insanity will help or hinder them, depending on how much they struggle against their nature. Malkavians start with a +2 and bonus to inspection. With stream has shit opinions. No, my opinions are based. Anyway, we're playing a modded version, and it's added a bunch of like history things that you can do to dick around with your stats. And basically, hold on, let me just go to a sheet here. You'll see we got all these different stats, right? And if I go back to normal, you'll see that different attributes, you get different amounts of starting points, and same for your abilities and such. So your history can actually affect that. Like here we can swap the priority of our attributes, which is honestly not necessarily the worst idea, because you can kind of game the system using this to min-max. We're not going to do that. It is very tempting to do that because I want to min-max, but we're not. Everything on the left, unreadable due to chat. Yeah, I know. You're just going to have to wear it for this. It shouldn't bother too much in the game because there's nothing that really gets jammed there. It's just for the stats and all that. Yeah. Sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Anyway, you'll notice that these attributes actually do affect your feats, which are sort of your net result skills. Now, not all of your feats are created equal. I can tell you right now, ranged combat is hot garbage for most of the game. Lockpicking, sneaking, hacking, yeah, not bad. I mean, we get a thing that basically makes us invisible anyway, so sneaking's not like the greatest thing ever, but not bad. We get our innate bonus to inspection, which, you know, can be pretty useful in some cases, but it's not the biggest issue. Research is legit. We are going to need that because from memory, that unlocks items, well, allows you to understand, or what would you call it? Identify items that give you stat bonuses and stuff. So there are ways to get some of this for free, but we're going to need some off the bat. For your public stuff, or your haggle, blah blah blah, these are really not created equal. Intimidate's kind of garbage. Haggle's like, it's mid. Like, mildly useful. Not the greatest thing ever. Persuasion is GOAT, and seduction is also kind of mid. Like, if you had a choice between intimidate and seduction, I'd probably go seduction. But yeah, persuasion, BTFOs, both of them. And your soak, that's just like damage reduction, really. So we're not going to try and min-max too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to embrace forbidden love. But that's forbidden love. And we're just gonna go through and grab some of the useful stuff here. Again, not super min-maxy, but we'll just grab some useful stuff. Sorry, I just got a call. I do apologize. Because we're getting hit by a typhoon, we are having to make some new arrangements for accommodation and stuff, so I just need to speak with my wife about that. So there might be more disruptions because we're having to like rebook flights and ferry trips and a whole bunch of other stuff, so apologies in advance. We're just going to deal with it like we're dealing with everything tonight. Alright. We'll grab some persuasion, so we'll get that charisma, because persuasion is really useful. Kinda want some. Kinda wish I had some points in physical to get some of that unarmed combat and melee, because that's really what we're going to be relying on, but I suppose we can use our ability down here to some of that going. So, we do want the research, so I might grab that just for the research. We don't really care about intimidate, and we'll grab that for the hacking just because it's a little bit useful. Grab the unarmed just because that affects your ability to like grab and feed on people, which is kind of handy. Stealth we probably won't need. We definitely do want melee. Kind of tempted to dump both points into it, even though an extra point in security is a little handy. Just because you can get very far in the game just by going all in on melee. So we might do that. Actually, thinking about it, we might just go 3 in scholarship. Grab that point of intelligence back. And oh hey NPC. Probably we can probably get perception up later. Let's grab the combat defense just because it helps us out in the start. Yeah, scholarship is broken as shit, man, because persuasion is so good, and you know you do need the research points for all the artifacts and stuff. So yeah, scholarship's lit, and I think yeah, and then skill points. Yeah, exactly. And 3 points is what you need because from memory you can actually get 2 more points from other things you find. So 3 points is basically that. I mean, sorry, I just got some fan art. The screen's on around the other way, but it kind of works. Just so you can. I'll bring that up in a break point or something. All right. Discipline. So these are kind of your vampire magic. Auspex is not most useful. Sorry, doorbell. 1 moment. One of the Jannies could please sweep that up in Twitch. That would be pretty good. Yeah, so the disciplines, Auspex, not necessarily the most useful. Dementation is, you kind of, if you're going to put points into this, you probably want to go all in, just because you can basically nuke a room with it when it's maxed out. And Obfuscate is pretty dang handy. I might just grab the second point in Obfuscate. It's probably the most useful in my opinion. Alright, I think that's good to go. So, let's watch the intro.
Good evening. My fellow kindred, my apologies for disrupting any business or interfering with prior engagements you may have had this evening. It's unfortunate that the affair that gathers us together tonight is a troubling one. We are here because the laws that bind our society, the laws that are the fabric of our existence, have been broken. No. As Prince, I am within my rights to grant or deny the kindred of this city the privilege of siring. Many of you have come to me seeking permission, and I have endorsed some of these requests. However, the accused that sits before you tonight was not refused permission. Indeed, my permission was never sought at all. They were caught shortly after the embrace of this child. It pains me to announce the sentence, as up to tonight I considered the accused a loyal and upstanding member of our organization. But as some of you may know, the penalty for this transgression is death. Know that I am no more adjudicator than I am a servant to the law that governs us all. Let tonight's proceedings serve as a reminder to our community that we must adhere to the code that binds our society, lest we endanger all of our blood. Forgive me. Let the penalty commence. Which leads to the fate of the ill-begotten progeny. Without a sire, most childer are doomed to walk the earth never knowing their place, their responsibility, and most importantly, the laws they must obey. Therefore, I have decided that
this is bullshit! All I'm saying is that he better not do it.
if Mr. Rodriguez would let me finish, I have decided to let this kindred live. They shall be instructed in the ways of our kind and be granted the same rights. Let no one say I am unsympathetic to the plights and causes of this community. I thank you all for attending these proceedings, and I hope their significance is not lost. Good evening. Your sire, tragic, my apologies. But you see, there is a strict code of conduct that all of us must adhere to if we wish to survive. When anyone breaks these laws, they undermine the well-worn fabric of our centuries-old society. Understand my predicament. Allowing you to live makes me directly responsible for your subsequent behavior. So, what I'm offering is not generosity, but the opportunity to transcend the fate woven by your sire. This is your trial. You will be brought to Santa Monica. There you will meet an agent by the name of Mercurio. He will provide the details of your labor. I've shown you great clemency, Prove it was more than a wasted gesture, fledgling. Don't come back until you do. Good evening.
I heard you on that. Bear with me a moment, I'll just adjust the levels. Let me know how that goes. Just catch up with chat. I forgot the demontation also gives you all the dialogue options, so thanks for pointing that out. I still reckon the second point in obfuscation is worth it though, just so you can actually move while stealth. Yeah, the sheriff's sword's a bit ridiculous. Just give this the old save. I can't really lower it during cutscenes, unfortunately. I can do, so I'll just lower it in general. See how it goes with the dialogue.
What a scene, man! Woo-wee! Then they just plop you out here like a naked baby in the woods. How about that? Look, kiddo, it's probably a lot for you to take in, so why don't you let me show you the ropes? What do you say?
So as you can see, we get our first dialogue choice, and all our dialogue is completely off the wall. We're a grade A schizo. Should I read the dialogue? Let's read the dialogue. The Reign of Ages plots again to wash away the revelation. I've got a feeling that's actually a reference to Gehenna, given the wider story context. But yeah.
What? Oh, man. And you're a goddamn Malkavian, too. Wow. You really are fucked.
Yeah, Jack put it nicely, didn't he? Who is this dark demon I see before me?
I'm Jack. What's important is I'm offering help. You make it back from Santa Monica with your hide and we'll trade life stories, okay? Till then, I got about this much time. You in or out?
So here's your first choice. You can actually skip all the tutorials, but as far as I recall, it actually robs you of some experience. So we're just going to play through the tutorials, both for the experience. Just, I don't know if the unofficial patch has changed that or not, and I don't want to lose it. And second of all, it's more dialogue and whatnot with Jack, which is always good. Yeah, you're not right. You're not wrong, NPC. The Anarchs in general are trash, but Jack is BFF. So, let's do it.
All right. Why don't we, step out back here? Christ, it's stuffy in there, huh? This is much better. Now, we ain't got much time, but I figure somebody should fill you in on the bare bones stuff at least, you know. Could save your hide. You look wobbly.
You know, I think that might just be a sign. Might just be a sign. I might. I don't know if we can do this. We yeah, we're back, but at what cost? At what cost? Look, we'll keep going, but if it drops like that again, I might just call it a day, because it's getting a bit old. Anyway, there is some fantastic dialogue to be had here, so... Wobbly are the walls of my mind. Let's do it.
Oh, man, we're popping a cherry here. Ah, you're gonna love this. All right, check it out. Blood, It's your new rack of lamb, your new champagne, plus your new fucking heroin, kid. Get ready, though, because, hey, it's never as sweet as the first time. Well, down around the corner there, I saw this human. Poor SOB can't find his car. Alright. You go down there, casually like. You creep up on him, then bare those little fangs and feed. Don't worry if you weren't captain of the wrestling team or something, because it'll come so naturally you think you've done it 1,000 times already.
So I think if we go option 1, he gives us a bit more about more information about the. So let's do that.
Forget that comic book crap, kid. It don't work that way. Now go for it. Be sure, though, and this is important, so listen up. Be sure not to drain him dry, okay? It might be hard to resist, but don't kill him.
I go to drain the luscious liquid. Yes, we will. On the topic of lore dump at all times, I will certainly do my best to get as much of the interesting dialogue as I can that I remember, especially as much of the unique Malkavian dialogue, given that's the whole reason we went Malkavian. But it is best effort because I actually haven't played this game through for, I want to say, 6 or 7 years, something like that. So, best effort. I'm also not a what do you call it, World of Darkness lore expert by any stretch, and most of the lore that I do know from World of Darkness is from old editions and not necessarily relevant to V5 or whatever they're up to now. So, again, best effort. Here we are. You definitely don't want to get seen. There we go. That's the good stuff.
Hell yeah, you're feeling it. I can see it in your eyes. You're a born-again predator. Feeling that blood bubbling inside you, lifting you up. That's it, kid. That's what it's all about right there.
So spooky, and when do I choose the color?
Alright now, you got the blood, you're feeling all kick-ass, feeling better than your best day living, but wait, it gets better. All kindred, that's our word for vampire. All kindred have a few things in common. Things that set them right square above humans on the food chain.
I think the music stopped. According to my thing, it's still going. Let's check OBS. It is really quiet though. Let's bump it up slightly. Only know the lore from the edition that matters. Got it, yeah. Yeah, again, I'm not a lore expert, but what I do know is from the good editions. Tell me this tale.
Like sharper senses, a body that can take a beating, and if you play your cards right, eternal life. That's no sure bet, but still a chance at immortality's not a bad deal. And that's just for starters. Fringe benefits for joining the club.
My lifeline will go on forever.
Well, you can still be destroyed, but forget the books and the movies. Garlic is worthless. A cross? Pfft, shove it right up their ass. A stake? Only if it catches you in the heart, and then it just paralyzes you. Running water? That's no problem. I bathe. Occasionally. Now, a shotgun blast to the head. Oh, that's trouble, boy. Fire? That's real trouble. Sunlight? Well, you catch a sunrise and it's all over, kiddo. Get it?
like a bad sunburn.
Okay, now. The fuck is this? Look, you get inside here and head upstairs. We'll meet up in a bit. I'm just gonna go see what the ruckus is.
Let me just find my way. Oh, there he is. Yeah, it is going to be a bit of a balancing act because honestly the levels in this game are not very well balanced. Sorry, wife just needs to go take care of something. Yeah, it's not the best balanced game, and you can't actually modify individual levels of like dialogue and ambient sounds, etc., etc. So, yeah. Best effort, like everything with this attempt. The good news is, like the club music, I've disabled all the music because I don't want to get licensing issues. So. I mean, if I wanted to, maybe the big brain move was to go swap out all the licensed tracks with my own tracks and just let the game play. In fact, now that I think of it, I might do that for the next stream. I might just go do a swap CO on all the licensed music and then not have my stuff playing all the time, and then we just get it organically in the game, which might be a cool touch. Let's find the quick save button here because we're going to be want to mashing that. Going crazy, chat. Oh, F9, F12, okay. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. What's the holster button? There we go, H. NPC says, also your humanity does change your wording too. No matter your clan, the lower your humanity, the more your choice of words gets darker and more edgelord. I actually didn't know that, but you might have just heard a whisper just then. As a Malkavian, you do get some unique voice lines, like, how do I put it? You get whispers in your ear occasionally and stuff. It's, yeah.
Come down here. Stay away from the windows. Oh, it's a Sabbat raid. Sabbat, they're spare this shit till later. Sabbat, well, they're mostly mindless, bloodthirsty assholes. That's all you need to know for now, all right? The Sabbat got wind of the gathering here, so they figured they'd raise a little hell and put a little heat on it.
Tell me of the Jester Prince. I think that's another line that is potentially slightly meta, but I won't go into it yet.
No time for political rundown. Job one, get out of here alive. Sabbat might be mindless, but they hit like a Mack truck, like raging savages. Nothing a fledgling like he wants to mess with. Shh, shh. Heads up. Back away. Frenzied Sabbat bastards. Alright, we gotta vamoose out the back quick. I'll stay and keep a watch out. You get us into the office. The door's around the corner here.
I shall invade this orifice. I think that scene, you know, even though it looks, I guess, a bit primitive by today's standards, but I think it really frames how the power scales work in Vampire the Masquerade. So I won't go too deep into this just yet, but basically your generation matters a heck of a lot, especially in the earlier rules. It seems to matter, or I don't know if it matters less in the later rules. It's from what I read, and I didn't read much, so forgive me if I agree with this, but they sort of changed a bit how it matters rules wise. But the power gap between sort of what do you call it, like lower generations, so like another step back, generations are the measure of the distance from Cain, the original vampire, right? So if you're like a second or third generation vampire, well, as far as I know in the lore, that it's likely that they don't even exist anymore at this point, or they're basically mythical beings in vampire society. Then you're going to be like a walking apocalypse, basically. And then you get to some of the sort of mid-generations ones, like 5, 6, and 7s. I think they're called like Methuselahs and stuff, and they are also like slightly less of a walking apocalypse, but still a walking apocalypse. And then you get up to whatever generation we are. Now I can't remember what the canonical generation of our self is in this, but I think it's something like 12th or 13th. And you know, compared to a mortal, we're still like, you know, gonna bend them over a barrel, but compared to other vampires of earlier generations, we're very low on the pecking order, put it that way. NPC says, that's the thing about Malkavians, they're considered both madmen and prophets in equal regard. Yeah, exactly, and you'll see this a lot in the game. So those ambient sort of whispers I mentioned, they will tell you, they're kind of like a sixth sense or a metagaming aspect. And on top of that, a lot of the dialogue is also very meta. So you'll see lines from the Malkavian character that you won't actually understand until you have gone through more of the game, and then it will make sense. And some of the stuff's like almost fourth wall breaking. And yeah, it's very, very interesting. So yeah, like seeing that sheriff there, he's, well, obviously aside from looking all kind of jacked up, he's obviously very powerful. So he'd be I don't remember again what exact generation he's supposed to be, but he just yeeted those vampires like it was nothing. And their newly embraced, because as far as I know, the Sabbat just kind of run a production line on making new vampires, and just kind of, you know, give them a gun and point them at the enemy and go do your thing. We're kind of in their league, so that scene kind of really sets up just how insignificant we are at the moment within vampire society. So lockpicking, there's no minigame or anything, it's just a skill check, which we pass because it's 1. And then Jack just decides to jump in the door because that's what he does.
Shortcut.
Oh, in the window, I mean.
Nicely done, though. Not exactly an angel in life, were you?
My halo was terribly tarnished. Well, I think the intro tells us everything we need to know.
Cool. Now, if you want a lesson on how really not to act, take notes from those Sabbat assholes. You're a big bad vampire. Yeah, great, congrats. Now keep it to yourself. You go roar and you beat your chest, and that's what you can expect.
Why need we hide our nature?
It's the same reason you don't let humans see you feeding. It's why the wolf doesn't want the sheep to know he's there. It's also why you don't go juggling dumpsters or outrun the 815 from Sacramento. And it's why you didn't know any of this when you woke up this morning. Keep our secret, and you make things easier on all of us. We're living in the age of cell phone cameras. Fuck-ups ain't tolerated. Makes sense enough, right? Well, it ain't a casual thing for a fledgling like you. That party back there with the guy in the suit and the Magilla Gorilla? The assholes that put your sire to death? That's the Camarilla. They make a tidy business out of enforcing vampire laws like this one.
I think we get a bit of an exposition here if we choose the second option, because we can either go, or these Camarilla are my comrades.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I think some other time, maybe. I like to let people form their own opinions.
My minds have many opinions, yep. Yeah, we've, in fact, I think the line is even from this game. Could be, or maybe I'm mistaken. But we've got a few extra bats in the belfry, so to speak.
Alright, now don't worry, because I know the area. You know what? I'm glad we're in this situation, you and I. It illustrates a point. You gotta utilize your surroundings. You do what you gotta do. Theft, destruction of property, breaking and entering. These will be the least of your sins before the night's out. So look around here. You gotta get out the back there through that magnetically sealed door. Must be a key someplace.
Oh my goodness, the spam. 1 sec, I'm just gonna do the old banneroo, unless one of the Jannies can please sweep it up. That would be swell. So maybe I got it. It's very tiresome sometimes, all these spam bots and stuff. Already swept? Much appreciated. NPC says, and yet he's not an elder, to keep that in perspective. How much more frightening an elder should be. I'm looking at you, VtM 2. Yeah, you're not wrong. Bloodlines 2 is just an absolute freaking joke as far as, like, I know there's a plot reason. I know, you've got some stupid mark, so quote unquote fire is not at the top of his or her abilities, but I'm sorry to tell you this, and this might just be a spicy hot take. Vampire Bloodlines 2 is shithouse. The writing is atrocious, the gameplay sucks, and the only value it has is entertainment because it's fun to watch the train crash. And yeah, Jack's honestly the best character in the whole game. Well, I don't know, there's one or two other characters who are legit great. I think sadly we won't meet one of them till we get to the second area, but yeah, there's a few gems here, and Jack is definitely one of them. We'll save you from Discord, Reddit. Yeah, please save me from being groomed. NPC agrees with my hot take. Okay, cool. I'm glad I'm not alone. So I don't want to be too spicy, but like I honestly, I do try and give games, even games that don't do it so well, I try and give them the best possible chance. And I think Bloodlines 2, if it weren't named Bloodlines, I'd probably be a lot more sympathetic towards it. I think the name really hurts it more than anything. Like, is the game good or great? No, absolutely not. If it was just some like indie vampire World of Darkness game, you know, like all the Warhammer shovelware that we've had in recent years, and they just said, you know, small team, this was our best effort to take on World of Darkness, and you know, okay, I mean, the game has some value, maybe charge you like $20 or $30 for it, call it a day, but like if you're gonna throw Bloodlines on it, you've got this big fucking pedigree that you got to live up to, and it really did not even close. Isn't the purpose of all games to provide entertainment? Mission successful. I mean, I suppose, but it's an awful expensive way to get that entertainment. So many franchises have these modern remakes we'll have to pretend don't exist going forward. It really do be like that, man. It really do be. Well, that's the thing. Like the masquerade violations that you were doing all over the shop were just ridiculous. Like You wouldn't get away with any of that shit in this game. Oh my goodness. And here's your warning actually of the game, like, basically, don't do vampire things in public. You know, you'll get fucked up. And Jack's bit of dialogue here kind of sets the scene for how vampire society in this world operates, right? So you can glean even from that very little information that vampire society is very segregated into some key big factions, and clearly at least one of them, the Sabbat, doesn't give a shit about keeping a low profile. But it, you know, even we know that there's now the Camarilla, who are like the quote-unquote enforcers of the edicts of vampire society, and you know, clearly they think keeping their behavior in check is a big deal. And you know, there is another faction, the Anarchs, who are still, what would you call it, in line or sympathetic with this idea of keeping a low profile. But I think the disagreement there is more just how vampire society should be structured and how those things should be managed. Am I just Chris Angel street magic compared to what the Sabbat pulled? Well played. So, we get another tip. We can interact with computers, and we can hack as well. And we actually get a whole prompt. So if we type help here, you can see we can list. What was it? Yeah. That just tells you how it works. Now we could normally go list and it would give us a list, but I think it's because we've got the list up. It's already not doing that. So we can go safe. And if we knew the password, we can get in, otherwise we can hack. There we are. We are elite. Job's a good one, and now we can get our... Now.
There we go. Now take that keycard and head out the back. I'll meet you out in the alley there. I'm gonna check out things from topside.
I will do this deed. Yes, we shall. However, the password is just here. So if you can't hack for shit, you'll often find notes and other things that have the password on them, and you can kind of go from there. I'll just bring it up. So yeah, we got inventory system. Savage. Yeah. Jack's legit. That's just explaining how the damage system works, basically. You can see there, the more yellow in your bar, the worse you are. You can't heal that up very easily. Otherwise, if it's empty, you can... what now? Yeah, you just heal passively over time, but I think it does actually cost blood points. I'll just pause the ambient thing so I can answer. Who is the Sabbat? Well, we don't actually know a whole lot about the Sabbat yet. We just know that, well, we know two things. So apparently the prince is relatively new, I think that was mentioned. And the second thing is that the Sabbat are just stirring shit up because the prince is supposedly new. So we don't actually know a whole lot about them at this point, but and in fact I'm not even the biggest lore master on it in general, but they are a sort of antagonistic vampire faction. I might be conflating them a bit with another faction at this point, but I want to say that they disagree with the premise of keeping a low profile and more want to want vampires to be be the predators that they are and operate out in the open and stuff like that. But if I've misspoken there, please do interject and correct me. Oh yeah, please, NPC, if you can drop some more lore and explanation, please do.
Fucking waste of unlife, these Sabat vatos. You get winged? Hey, look at them potholes. Those will close up soon enough. Better feed, though. There's someone down the stairs here. It's not the freshest catch, but he'll do.
Does blood have vintage and bouquet? You bet it does.
Now, when it comes to feeding, it's quality blood you're looking for, not the quantity. Bums and lowlife don't pack the same punch that a healthy, well-bred human will. Juice bags with a pedigree. That's the good stuff. But you gotta take what you can get. You ever had a PhD, kid? Ooh, that's good stuff.
The thirsty rarely avoid an oasis. Indeed.
Remember what I said, though. Don't kill them. At least not the innocent ones. You're a monster now. Make no mistake. One of the damned and the fallen. You need to hold on to every last shred of humanity you have.
Sorry, 1 moment. Thanks for the lore dump. So we might just have to finish this bit of dialogue, and I might actually need to call it a night, just because if I don't go now and find a new hotel room, we're in a bit of trouble. Just finish this bit of Jack dialogue.
An innocent's an innocent. You kill one, even a worthless bum, even by accident, and it's gonna cost you a piece of your own humanity. Bring you closer to that beast you got welling up inside you. The beast, it's always there, waiting to take over. When it does, it's like a wild animal wearing your skin. Desperate, scared, reckless. They'll do anything to survive, and it's you that has to deal with the consequences. I said innocent humans. If some asshole levels a 12 gauge your way, you train him, skin him, and bash in his skull. Self-preservation is a vital part of humanity after all. My favorite part, in fact. The only way to fight the beast is to keep in touch with your humanity and don't go hungry. It's a fine line. All right, now go feed. Careful, though. He's gonna drain fast.
That line there, "II," is potentially another one of the meta comments, specifically related to Jack's history. So, I do apologize for the technical difficulties and the short stream, but yeah, again, I'm staring down a typhoon, so I need to make sure I actually have a place to sleep in that's not going to be underwater. Apologies, folks. We'll try and pick this up when we can, and yeah, I think I might make that change for the music and stuff, and we can go from there. So, take care. Afraid of some rain in the breeze, yeah. Thanks, folks. Yeah, we're gonna try and be safe and bunker down somewhere comfortable, safe. So, yeah, catch you on the flip side, and but there is a flip side to catch. Catch you all another time. See ya.